Mayor Mike Gresk, Park District Board President Ray Morrill, and School Board President Andy Johnson each gave a State of the Community address last Thursday in an event hosted by the League of Women Voters. Gresk was first to present and said that Wheaton has large percentages of its land that are off tax rolls, such as nonprofits and churches, and the city does not have a lot of industry that can help the revenue stream.
We face rising costs in terms of personnel, increasing state-mandated funding, and that includes employee pension funds. Also, and again, typical of the economy has been a cost of materials are increasing. These are particularly impactful on repairs to streets within the city. Assessed valuation is decreasing. The city anticipates a reduction in assessed value in the community of about 3.75%.
Gresk said the state is behind on its payments to the city and may reduce income taxes as much as 30%.
We don't get any money from the state for our daily operations. We don't receive money from them. We only do receive some grants.
Further, he said that the board and directors scrutinize each full-time vacancy when they occur through attrition as someone leaves.
And since 2007, the district has chosen not to fill 10 full-time positions, which is 10% of our employment. The Wheaton Park District is in a good place right now, but we are concerned for the future, as is everybody. Unfortunately, the future is now.
Johnson began his address recognizing District 200 achievements. U.S. News & World Report and School Evaluation Services analyzed data for over 21,000 public high schools and gave Wheaton North and Wheaton Warrenville South silver medal ratings along with 5 other schools in DuPage County. He then addressed what the district would do if the budget were restored.
We'd probably lower our class sizes back to where they were a few years ago. They've had to creep up because of the cutbacks in staff. We'd probably run more elective courses. We may reinstate the B team levels at the middle schools and would probably reinstate professional development activities for our staff that were cut.
Johnson said that some of the cuts the district can do without in the future.
And one was something we called curriculum leaders, which we had at the school levels. Now we found different ways of doing that. And we watch things coming up for our budget discussions in January, February, March as we approach our next year. Because if the state withholds more money or reduces the funding, we may have to talk about additional cuts or additional ways of doing things in District 200.
Following their statements, Johnson, Gresk, and Morrill sat to answer questions. The first addressed challenges to putting a grocery store downtown.
The single biggest impediment to putting a grocery store in the downtown is the price that Jewel is charging for that property.
The site is listed at $3.25 million.
Do you feel the Wheaton City government is doing a good job with economic development, attracting new businesses while retaining the existing businesses?
Well, yes, and the reason we're doing a good job is because even in these tough economic times, you still have businesses opening up in downtown Wheaton. There's a new barbecue grill opening in town, Austin Grill on Front Street. There's a new bakery opening up in town on Front Street also.
The Park District, School District, and City will set the tax levies for the upcoming year in December. Johnson and Gresk said they could not commit to maintaining the existing tax levy, while Morrill said the Park District's rate is set.
Actually, we have a proposed increase for this coming year for the aggregate levy extension, as we always do, which you pretty much have to do in order to capture any new growth in your tax base. We expect our rate will probably come down, but the levy will probably go up.
I think that that is a board decision. It's a consensus concept. That to do that, I think, would be disingenuous.
If your taxes go up for the Park District, it's because your house has been assessed by the assessor that way. But our rate is set, and we're at our maximum. We can't increase that rate unless we go to a referendum.
We need to realize that times have never been tougher. Budgeting and balancing expenses and income, as with your own home situation, has never been tougher with the city. It was never easy, but I've never seen it this difficult either.